Good morning. Okay. Good morning, you guys. How are you? Carmen. What's up, Carmen? Welcome back. It's nice to see you. That birthday's around the corner, huh? All right. All right, guys. Welcome to All Signs. We're going to be taking a look at your person and their feelings for you. If you are new here and you don't know how super chat questions work, you can head on over to hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis and you can book your question there. If you're not new here, then obviously you know where to go if you do want to get your cards read live on this stream. I appreciate you guys showing up this morning. You remember? Yeah, you're like a Pisces or something, right? Carmen. What's up, Danny? How you doing? All right. Let me go ahead and start this little event. All right, let's go ahead and start it. There we go. Cool. All right. All right, so what sign do you guys want to start out with first? Go ahead and let me know. I'll leave it up to you. You're my favorite. Thank you. I appreciate that. I remember. I wish I had Aquarius placements, please. I feel like Aquarius placements would help me give a shit less. You know what I mean? Gemini. What's up, Mojo? All right, let's see. Gemini wins. Thanks to Mojo. All right, let's do it, Gemini. What's up, Mojo? Okay. I tried some new makeup. I asked ChatGPT to help me pick out my makeup, and I am honestly loving it. I would have never picked it out for myself, but I put like a picture of myself in a ChatGPT and I was like, tell me right now what color bronzer, what brand, what color lip liner. She got me this little, told me to get this little Fenty Beauty bronzer, and I was like, wow, this is really like light, you know, but it goes on, it looks so natural. I really like it. Anyway, so use it, ChatGPT sometimes, guys. It definitely helps. Okay. All right. What's up, Be Wise? All right, you guys, let's go ahead and take a look at Gemini. Welcome, Gemini. I hope you guys are doing well. Let's go ahead and see this person's feelings for you. How do I want to do it? Do I want to do... Yeah, we're going to do feelings, how they see you, and actions. The Four of Cups reversed in their feelings. The Seven of Wands. They're kind of on guard a little bit with you for some reason. The Nine of Pentacles reversed. It almost feels like this person has something to prove a little bit, okay? And I'm saying that because at some point they may have felt rejected or disappointed in some way, or maybe they felt like they weren't good enough to an extent, and now they're kind of like, the Nine of Pentacles reverse is somebody who has a lot of insecurities, so they tend to like overdo it. Like they're doing too much, right? They're trying too hard. And like, I'm not saying your person is like this all the time or whatever, but this is definitely that kind of vibe. And it's because they feel not good enough, or they feel like they have something to prove. So how can this show up in your life or with them? They can be showing up as a little defensive, trying to maybe show off in some kind of way. And it really is just kind of stemming from some level of insecurity, in my opinion. Why the Seven of Wands? The Ten of Swords. Well, it's because of some kind of betrayal. So let me put it like this, okay? Take whatever side resonates. If you betrayed this person, that's why. They feel like they need to prove something to you, right? So like, for instance, back in my day, my ex cheated on me, broke my heart, and I felt like I had to get as hot as I could. And then I was purposely posting like a very racy pics online to be able to show like, yeah, this is what you missed out on. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, right, we get it, right? Or again, we've all been there, okay? Or it's that this person has betrayed you, and so they are projecting, you know, or they're trying to make themselves feel better about something that they've done. So it's really going to depend on what side you're on. You have the Judgment for how they see you. The Hermit. This is this is at least how they view you, okay? I don't know if this is the reality, but this is somebody who's seeing you as highly intelligent and self-aware. Somebody who doesn't really need external validation in order to feel better about oneself. And I think that's why they may feel like they have to act a certain way. It's almost like they're trying to emulate or copy your energy in some, like, match it in some way, even though it's not necessarily authentic to them. And this is someone that feels like you're the type of person who is accountable, or has taken accountability for something, or has made something out of your circumstances. The Judgment is Pluto. And the Hermit is, well, it's the self, also Mercury, Virgo, etc. But it's like such a transformation of self. And the only way that we can really truly transform is if we're willing to accept our shadow side, our talents, maybe certain things about ourselves that we're not proud of, or that we are, or whatever the case is. And so, you know, there's, yeah, you may block this person or have this person blocked, but they see you kind of being a little bit silent this coming week. I mean, you know, I could say reconciliation, but I wasn't really getting that, not with the Hermit. Okay, so if you guys have been separate, I don't know if they really see you trying to get together and whatever. Like, it just doesn't. So, I don't know, you're kind of doing your own thing in their eyes. The King of Cups reversed for their actions. The Three of Pentacles reverse. I think that you and this person are not really attuned to one another, or at least maybe that's how they feel. Like you're thinking, yeah, this isn't really what I want, or maybe you guys are having a disagreement about something. They may feel like you're not on the same page. So they may end up kind of telling you, yeah, I knew it. They may end up kind of telling you whatever it is that you want to hear in order to come out of the cold a little bit. The King of Cups reverse is a total bullshitter, all right? He will literally, or she will say anything in order to get in your pants or get their emotional needs met, although it's not true. And so this is their intent. Five of Pentacles reverse. They're trying to come out of the cold with you. What's Gemini's feelings for this person? The Eight of Pentacles reversed, the Empress reversed. You're kind of bored. You're kind of bored of this. I think that for a lot of you, if you've been over giving in some way, you're realizing like, okay, like Mrs. Nice Guy or Mr. Nice Guy hasn't really been working. Me pouring into you hasn't really been working. Me putting too much energy into you hasn't really been working. So essentially what you're doing is you're detaching and you're like, I have bigger fish to fry. You're getting in your masculine energy, even if you're a woman. We have meditate and contemplate for your advice, and your dreams need a practical plan. So it's kind of saying like you need to sit on something, and I don't know what that is for you. Maybe you need to sit on this person. I mean, I don't know. That's totally up to you. Whatever you decide to sit on. But for others of you, it's really about focusing on your long-term goals and making plans in order to reach those goals at this current time. Okay. So that's what I have for you. Let's move on to Cancer. I use it because of you. Wait, you use what? What's up, Faye? What's up, AMK? It's good to see you. Everybody go check out her channel if you haven't. What's up, Christina? Mira! Hi, Mira. Hi, Kathy. All right, guys. Cancer. Cancer here. It's my favorite sign. Unfortunately, I got it bad. Love me a good Cancer. What's up, Scott? All right, let's see. All right, Cancer, let's see this person's feelings for you. Okay, Nine of Cups. They want you, but they don't need you. They're kind of doing their own thing. They're pretty content maybe where this relationship is or just where they are in life. The Four of Pentacles reversed, the Six of Cups. They think about you all the time. They're willing to risk it all with that Four of Pentacles reversed. I mean, I like it. It's tell me about that Four of Pentacles reverse, the Five of Cups reverse. If you need to be forgiven for something, they're willing to do that. Or, maybe they need to take a risk and make an apology. They're willing to do that. And there's a lot going on in their mind about the time that you guys have spent together. There's a lot of reminiscing, and I don't even think that they feel like they just have a lover in you. This could even be a friendship reading with that Six of Cups, but this is somebody who feels like they have a friend in you, and vice versa, most likely. And this person is content with where things are currently, okay? And they think about you all the time. I mean, this is pretty straightforward. It's a gorgeous reading. For a side note, for some of you, this may be somebody who's willing to like spend a little bit of money or put a lot of energy into making more memories with you. So like, for instance, they're willing to get you guys a Busch Gardens pass to go on some roller coasters together, or they're willing to buy a bunch of snacks with a wicker basket and a fucking blanket for a picnic, or whatever it is, to like make sweet memories with you. They're grateful. They're grateful. I mean, there's not a single negative card in the feelings. Oh, spoke too soon. Queen of Wands reverse for how they see you. Okay, I heard uppity. Okay, that's not for all of you. The Queen of Wands reversed is, let me get another one. The Three of Swords reversed. Okay. The Page of Swords. Why is the Queen of Wands reversed? The Five of Wands reversed. Okay. You know, they may feel like you're naturally jealous, you know, or naturally combative. I mean, the good thing is they think you're sexy, you know, even when the Queen of Wands is reversed, it doesn't mean she's not hot just because she's an asshole. You know what I mean? She's still hot. She just needs to close her mouth. You know what I'm saying? Or he. Okay. So I mean that's positive, but they also feel like you are kind of because you think about the Queen of Wands and it's Aries, right? So when it's reversed like that, especially in combination with something like the Five of Wands reverse, it's like we're taking a back seat to something. We're not being so initiatory. We're kind of in the passenger seat a little bit, or we're trying to, I guess, kind of submit to the situation. Because that Three of Swords there, they feel like you are trying to overcome some kind of pain or insecurity that you may have. They may feel like you're spying on them, watching them, or maybe you're being more open-minded in regards to the connection or some level of communication with them, if that's applicable to you. I mean, it's really not that bad of a reading. It's really not. I like the Page of Swords because the Page of Swords tries to keep an open mind and it's like curious and very very coquette, honey. Okay. This person's future energy, however, is the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Why? The Three of Wands. The Queen of Swords. There may be some delay in some kind of plan that you guys have. For some of you, this can be a same-sex relationship. Obviously not for all of you. I understand not all of you are bisexual like me. Thank you very much. But that Knight of Pentacles reverse kind of likes to show up when someone's putting their, not their head in the sand, but they're digging their heels in a little bit, or there's some kind of delay in action or taking action or some level of progress. And that may be because they're waiting on you to say something or to do something. So for instance, let's say that this is somebody new, okay? And they really like you, okay? They really like you and they want to take you out, but they're not really sure what you think of them. And so they're kind of waiting on more communication from you or some kind of signal. So basically, they're waiting on you to say something. They're waiting on some kind of go ahead, or they're trying to, like, there's something that's dependent on you to keep things moving forward. But they also seem to be very concerned with what you think about them or about a specific situation. So I'm almost getting like a hesitance, like being hesitant. What are Cancer's feelings for this person? The Lover is reversed. Okay. The Justice. Okay. And the Six of Wands. Okay. I feel like you have a lot of disagreements with this person, with that Lover's reverse. Okay. Maybe you guys don't agree on a lot of things. Maybe sometimes the communication is a little off. Maybe sometimes we're playing the blame game with each other. We all do it. But with that Justice there, I don't think that you have bad intentions. You seem to want to do the right thing and make the right decision. And you're not so worried about me. You're worried about me and you. You're worried about us. So you're thinking in terms of relationship as opposed to I, okay? Um but you also care about what this person thinks of you, and to a degree, you should definitely care about what your person thinks of you. What kind of fucking shit are you running if you don't? So I don't feel like doesn't feel like a bad reading. You are good enough. So some of you may feel like you are not good enough for this person, or you do have some kind of insecurities, and it's asking that you go deep and kind of figure out what those issues are and where they actually stem from. And is that the actual truth, or is this just what you have been taught to believe about yourself or influenced to believe about yourself, because it says adjustments are required. So pick it up. I don't know what do you got to do. Okay. I don't know where the self-worth wound is coming from, but you probably do. So that's what I have for you, Cancer. Thank you. Wendy. Yeah, the Gemini cutoff skills are strong, period. Is that alive? Yes, we are alive. I've been doing really well, Mira. Thank you so much for asking. I hope you've been well also. All right, let's go ahead and move on to Leo. All right, Leo, let's go ahead and see your person's feelings for you. The Chariot reverse. We have Cancer here. Getting like a little sense of a bit rigid. Ten of Pentacles reversed. This person, for some reason, they have a fear about the future with you. They have a fear of what their family will think of this connection, or what their friends will think, or how this may affect or not affect their long-term goals that they have in mind. And there's something about them feeling like it's unstable to a degree. Because the Chariot reverse likes to show up when it feels imbalanced or there's some level of chaos. Where are we going here? What's the direction? And the Ten of Pentacles reverse says, I don't fucking know, right? That's literally the Ten of Pentacles reverse. But this person's like, well, I don't know where I'm going, but I'm going with with the Fool energy. Okay. So now for some of you, there could have been a divorce, okay, or some kind of breakup, and they may be like, I'm out of here, you know, I'm never talking to you again, you know. Or it can be that if you guys did have some issues, they're ready to just be like, you know what, I'm gonna take a chance, it's all good, new beginnings, I'm ready for it, you know, I'm gonna get my little knapsack and we're gonna go on this journey together, is kind of their vibe. Why the Chariot reversed? The Seven of Swords reversed. This person may have a fear of being honest with you about something. About what? The Six of Pentacles reverse. It can be something in regards to like money, finances, health, or really what they have to offer. Or honestly, what you have to offer. Okay, there can be a little bit of a kind of a truth being hidden about that. It definitely can be something around money because of that Ten of Pentacles reverse and that Six of Pentacles reverse. So like, just to give you an example, this person may be like, oh God, you know, I really want to go for Leo, right? For this person's doing, I really want to go for Leo, but I kind of feel like they're out of my league, but I'm just going to do it anyway. You know, it can be like that. The Knight of Wands for how they see you. We have Sagittarius here, Cancer. So, I mean, this is somebody who sees you as fun, you know, a good time, I guess you could say. Optimistic, exciting. The Hierophant, someone with a strong foundation in regards to like what you believe in. Like, I look at this and this is Sagittarius and this is Taurus. And the Hierophant is very much about our values and our belief systems. And Sagittarius can kind of be about that as well. And so I feel like this is somebody who sees you as somebody that abides by that. Somebody that has an opinion or a belief and sticks by that. Somebody who could be a wife or a husband type, somebody who may even be a kind of a mentor to a degree, right? I'm not saying you have mentor or guru written on your resume, but to them, they may feel like they've learned a lot from you or that they are learning a lot from you. Ooh, the Star reverse. But they feel like you're keeping some things to yourself. What is that? The Ace of Wands. Okay. I'm getting a weird message that for some of you, like, this person sees you as showing up as like, yeah, fun and funny and all of those things. And they also feel like you have a bit of a conservative side or maybe a bit of a rigid side, but they also feel like you're not being 1,000% authentic in regards to what your actual desires are, like long term, or your bigger wishes or goals or dreams. The Ace of Wands can be sexual in nature at times. And so for some of you, it can be that they feel like you're hiding certain fantasies or certain things that you want or whatever the case may be. But they also may feel like you're kind of following some kind of rigid path or some kind of specific, I don't know, relationship blueprint that maybe isn't 1,000% authentic to you. So what is the best way I can explain this? This is just an example, okay? Apply it how you may. Maybe they feel like you grew up in a super Christian household where you were told that, you know, you have to get married and you're not allowed to have sex before marriage or whatever. Maybe you're following that, but they're like, yeah, that's not what you really want. You know, you want something else than what you're, you know what I mean? So they feel like there's something not 1,000% aligned there. Now, it can also be that they feel like you still have things that you're not healed from as well. And specifically regarding like maybe confidence issues or maybe they feel like you procrastinate sometimes. That can be it as well. The Two of Cups for their actions. Okay. The Ace of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. Well, this person isn't procrastinating. They're kind of they're going in, and you have to understand, like, yes, the Two of Cups, like this is very sweet and loving and there's all the good feelings, right? But that Ace of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles, that's something very solid. That's something that you can count on. That's something you can look forward to. And the Ace of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles isn't something that is going to, you know, fall to pieces over an argument. It can last for a long time, and it seems like this person is willing to put in the work. Your feelings for them, the Knight of Swords reversed, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Three of Cups reversed. What's that Three of Cups reversed? The Wheel of Fortune. I think that sometimes you feel a little bit misunderstood by this person. Now, for some of you, you may be invested in a couple of different cookie jars. You know what I'm saying? Some of you may be dabbling, okay? If you do have third parties, that can certainly be it. For others of you, if it's not about that, you're just kind of going with the flow. You also don't really know where this is going, but I feel like you're here for the plot. You are invested to a degree. We have communication is key. So this is basically just saying speak up. And then we have prosperity lies ahead. So I think that as long as you guys are both very authentic to one another and you can be good communicators, you can be very open and not be afraid to talk about what you really want or what your desires are, whatever, this can actually go somewhere, especially because you see that this person is 1,000% seemingly willing to put in the effort, tangible effort. Okay. So that's what I have for you. Thank you, Leo. Oh, you use ChatGPT because of me. Yeah, dude. ChatGPT is freaking awesome. Are you kidding? What's up, Kenneth? Oh, yay! Thank you so much, Carmen. You are so awesome. Thank you. I've known you for so long now at this point. Jesus. Thank you so much, Carmen. You are awesome. Oh my God. Thank you so much, Christy. Aw, you guys, stop it. Thanks a lot. You guys make sure you hashtag Carmen and make sure you hashtag Christy if you get a chance. All right, let's go ahead and move on to Virgo. What's up, Virgo? Oh, you're welcome, baby. All right, Virgo, let's see how your person feels for you. Okay. The World. Some of you may be at a distance from this person. Okay. The Hangman. I like this. Aww. I mean, I'm not trying to be a corny bitch, but I really feel like you're this person's world in a lot of ways. I think they think about you a lot. They see a different, there's something about this person maturing with that world and that hangman there. Like there's a very strong maturity here at play, and they're closing out on certain cycles in their life that maybe didn't suit them. Like, for instance, maybe they had a very rigid perspective before of you, of something else, of something that you brought to their attention, but that seems to be changing. They're more fluid or open minded in regards to, I think, just perspectives in general, but also in regards to where this can potentially go. And so I feel like they're here for the ride. And I think that they're trying to make it a stable one. So this is somebody as well that is making a lot of sacrifices or is willing to make a lot of sacrifices. Like they would do a lot for you. Eight of Swords reverse, and they're not uncertain about that. I feel like this is somebody, I don't even feel like this person seems to be pretty sure about you. Like this is somebody who's very well aware. They know where this is going. Maybe they want some closure. Maybe they want to take this to the next level with the world there. And the hangman is like, okay, what am I needing to give up or change about me or about whatever in order to make this happen? Because there's not really any uncertainty here for the most part. There used to be, because the Eight of Swords reversed used to be in the upright at some point with this person. That's why it's reversed now. And so what does that mean? Well, it means with the Eight of Swords that at one point this person wasn't sure. They were maybe stuck in their head about things. They didn't really know which way to go with you. Now it feels like they do. Ooh, I really like it. This is how they see you, the Queen of Cups. This person is in love with you and they feel like you love them as well. They see you as creative, you know, somebody who's very in touch with their emotions, very sensitive, beautiful, you know. The Queen of Cups is so ethereal, right? It's water energy, it's Cancerian energy. It's very ethereal. Beautiful. Wow, the Four of Wands. Damn. Are you guys having like a party or going out with this person next week or something like that? Like they see you as so welcoming. You know, you think about the Queen of Cups and it's Cancer, right? Well, what is Cancer? It's naturally the fourth house. Here's the Four of Wands, right? And it's welcoming, it's inviting, it's a gracious host, right? And so they feel comfortable with you. They feel like they can come to you with things. They may ask you out, they may invite you to their home, or maybe if you guys live together already and you've been married for 15 years or whatever it may be, it's like you guys are having a great time, like a brand new couple in your house, you know, smacking each other's asses on the way to the bathroom or whatever it might be. And they feel like you're very emotionally open. Look, Ace of Swords, very welcoming, very open, very straight to the point, very honest. Like I think that this person sees you as someone who's an out of the box thinker perhaps, or somebody who is just very blunt and honest, but you have such um a tender, I don't know, disposition. I don't know. You still have like this tenderness to you in the way that you communicate. It's just like a very fun, loving, comfortable energy. What's that Ace of Swords about? The Six of Swords. You guys may have a conversation around a trip or something about resolving an issue between the two of you, and they just feel like you're being very cool about it. Okay, so if there are any issues between the two of you, they see you as being really cool about it. Like you're being very mature, very emotionally mature, very open, very welcoming. I don't really have anything bad to say. The Two of Swords reverse for their actions for this coming week. Page of Wands reversed. And the Sun. Oh. This person has or had some maybe immaturity or inconsistency, confidence issues. And they're becoming more aware of that now with that Two of Swords reverse. Because when the Two of Swords is in the upright like that, it's like we don't want to see it. We don't want to, you know, we just want to disregard it. Who wants to look at their flaws? You know what I'm saying? And now this person is like, no, I'm just going to look at it. I'm going to shine a big, ugly ass light on it. And I'm just going to be honest with myself. And because of that, it's like this person is taking more of the lead, or they seem to be more optimistic, not just in regards to the relationship, but how they move in the relationship. So, best reading so far. Your feelings, Temperance reversed, the King of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. It feels like you are wanting something to go faster than it is. And I say that because the Temperance reverse can be pretty impatient. It's like, okay, come on, you know. Well, why? King of Pentacles. Maybe you want more of a commitment. Maybe you want more financial support. Maybe you want to move in together. Maybe you want to start a business with this person. Maybe, I don't know, whatever, right? Some kind of contract, some kind of an agreement, because I think that you understand where the potential of this lies. Like intuitively, I think that you feel where it can go. And so you're like, okay, let's go. You know, it's like, okay, settle down. You know what I'm saying? We have step out of your comfort zone. So you're going to have to do something or go about something in a different way. And then we have bring love into the situation. So for instance, if you guys have had a lot of problems or whatever, and, you know, maybe abrasiveness, being abrasive, or excuse me, being more fight or flight with this person hasn't really worked, you know, try something different. Step out of your comfort zone. Maybe try to be, I don't know, softer, or, you know, and I'm not telling you what to do. This is just an example. Just apply it how you may. So basically, whatever you are used to doing, do the other thing. Like if it hasn't been working, okay? So that's what I have for you, Virgo. Thank you. What's up, small TV? All right, let's move on. You're welcome. No problem. Kenneth, thank you so much for being here. All right, Libra. Let's see your person's feelings for you. The Seven of Cups reversed. The Two of Pentacles. Okay. Ten of Wands reverse. I feel like this person has a lot on their plate, if I'm being honest. And they may feel sometimes like this relationship kind of adds to it, but I don't think it's anything they can't necessarily handle. Can you explain that Ten of Wands reversed? The Eight of Cups. Okay. So Libra, you know, this person is making very practical and realistic decisions when it comes to the situation. And so if you guys have had maybe a lot of arguments or fights, or, you know, maybe you guys haven't been in contact at all or whatever has been weighing them down or making them feel like this connection or something has been burdensome, they're not doing that anymore. They're like, yeah, I don't want to think about that. I'm not going to make this harder than it needs to be. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. And it just feels like they're trying to be very practical through a very realistic lens in regards to the connection. Because they're kind of this feeling or this mindset, like if things are getting too hard or too much pressure or stress is being put on them, they're like, I'm just gonna walk away from that, you know, I just really don't want to. That's kind of where their head's at a little bit, if I'm being honest, because like for the Seven of Cups to be reversed like this, it maybe means that at one point it was in the upright. Well, what is the Seven of Cups in the upright? Sometimes it can be having a lot of options. So for some of you, if this person has had a lot of options and they just been kind of like confusing, elusive, whatever, they may actually be choosing you. They're like, you know what? I don't need to have all of these people. Why do I need to do that? It can actually quite literally be that. For others of you, this person may have been kind of living in limerence or in fantasy land about you, and now they're like, yeah, that really hasn't been working for me. And so they may be seeing through their rose-colored glasses and then just kind of like taking those off and trying to make more practical decisions moving forward. How they see you is the Knight of Cups. Okay, that's good. With the Magician. They feel like balls in your court, you know? The Four of Swords. Wow. Okay. So, you know, they see you taking action towards them. And I think that they believe that you have good intentions. I think that they believe you have intentions to heal the situation. I think that they feel like the ball is in your court quite a bit, but they do see you healing from something. So they may have felt like maybe they broke your heart at some point, or maybe they said something to hurt your feelings, or, you know, they may feel while you love them, sometimes you need a little bit of space to kind of think about things. So, I mean, this week, they're not seeing you as bad. I mean, it's really good. It's very romantic. Someone that they have a very strong affection for, somebody that they view as incredibly talented. You have a lot of gifts or abilities or whatever. And I think that they admire you to a degree. You know, I feel like they kind of romanticize your abilities. Like maybe you're a really good writer or something, and they're just like, oh God, I just I just love Libra's writing, or something like that. You know? They do romanticize your qualities a little bit, and I think that they realize that. And while I don't think that they think any less of you by trying to give themselves a reality check, they are trying to be very practical in how they go about this. Ooh, the devil for their actions. The Queen of Pentacles. Okay. The Strength reversed. What's the devil? There's some kind of fear of vulnerability here. It's like something's holding them back from fully committing to you, or something is holding them back from taking like true initiative, because they're not feeling confident. Why? The Two of Wands. They're trying to figure out where they're going here. And I think that they're a little bit distracted, if I'm going to be totally honest with you. Because the devil can represent not really what holds us back, but it's actually how we're holding ourselves back. Well, how is this person holding themselves back? The Page of Cups. They're not being truly authentically vulnerable, and I feel like it's because of some kind of fear. It almost feels like this is somebody who gets really nervous when things get too deep, or like it's something like that. And they're trying to figure out like, okay, do I, you know, come out of my comfort zone and actually be vulnerable, or do I just let things stay the same? Because they don't seem to like when things get too heavy. So they may be kind of like throwing themselves into their work, or like something like that. What's that Tower about? The King of Swords. This person has given you a lot of insight, to be fair. With that King of Wands, the Tower, and the Ace of Cups for your feelings, you either love them or you want to offer them something legit. And I think that that may even have surprised you a little bit, but it did trigger some kind of leadership quality in you, or it triggered kind of, even if you're a woman, like some kind of masculinity in you to want to like kind of take the lead in some way towards this particular person. Or that's what's happening this coming week. Because you want to offer them something. There's a lot of attraction here. Your advice: work through your fears. And a new romantic cycle begins. Well, this is probably for the both of you, needing to work through your fears. If you want a new romantic cycle to begin, or a new dynamic between the two of you, or a new relationship, you're going to have to work through your fears, right? That's, you know, a pretty sound advice. I think that we all have to do that every time we get into a relationship, or we're dealing with another person on a romantic level, or even on a friendship basis. All right. What's going on, Maximus? I got you, Brooklyn. I got you. All right, let's go ahead and move on to Scorpio. What's up, Scorpio? How are you? Let's see what's going on for you and your person. And your person's feelings. Damn. 10 of Cups. Some of you guys are already in a relationship with this person. You may have, you know, family ties with them or something to that effect. 5 of Swords reversed. And the Death card. Okay. What is the Death card about? The Moon. Okay. I don't feel like this is bad. This doesn't look bad to me. This person is in love with you, loves you very much. There's some level of camaraderie or mutual understanding and harmony between the two of you, at least in their feelings. I don't think that they're interested in playing any games with you. Quite frankly, I feel like this person is trying to do the right thing. I think that they have a lot of fears and they have a hard time trusting themselves. But whatever those fears are, whatever those issues around maybe vulnerability or trusting themselves are, whatever those are, they're changing those. There's some kind of emotional evolution taking place between you and this person, but specifically in how this person responds or reacts to love, specifically with you. Because it feels like to me, they're kind of realizing that maybe they've tried to hold on to control for too long or something like that, right? Maybe they're always like in their head or whatever. And they're realizing it's just coming from a place of fear, of not trusting oneself, of fearing putting yourself out there or being very vulnerable. And so this person is actively changing that. They're kind of like letting go of their ego a little bit, or, you know, because they genuinely do love you or genuinely do care about you. The 9 of Wands for how they see you. Okay, got a little bit of a fighter here. The 9 of Swords. The 4 of Swords reverse. This person feels like you are that way. Like you are paranoid or you are very much on guard. You're scared. And they feel like you're scared or you're worried or you have anxiety because you've been through a lot. The 9 of Wands is somebody who has been through a lot. It's the wounded warrior. It's somebody who has fought a lot of battles and come out on the other side scathed, absolutely, but still came out on the other side. And so they feel like whatever those experiences are that you've endured, that is what's contributing to your anxiety or your overthinking when it comes to the connection. Tell me about that 9 of Swords. The 6 of Wands. They may feel like you really care about what they think, what other people think. Maybe there's some issue around how you're being viewed or your reputation, or maybe making something public. Okay, that can be it as well. Their actions, 7 of Wands, the 7 of Pentacles, and the Empress. Wow. Okay. If you're this Empress, I feel like this person is very protective over you. Believe it or not, I don't know. But I feel like this person is protective over you. So if you're the feminine, there's something about them being invested in you enough to the point of wanting to, like, I know it sounds weird and transactional, but like protect their investment in some way. Like this is somebody who is trying to maintain what they've already invested in thus far when it comes to the two of you. Now, if you are a masculine, then I would say this person is showing up as their most divine feminine self. They're showing up as very worthy. They feel like they're very worthy, you know, they're showing up as very beautiful, you know, very attractive, very invested in themselves and their physical appearance while also maintaining this connection, like genuinely maintaining it. Okay, so it depends on who you are. So tell me about that 7 of Wands, the Judgment. Love that. Love that so much. Definitely a reconciliation if that's something that you're interested in. But this is like This is really huge transformational energy. Like the death card is Scorpio energy, the judgment card is Plutonian. This person is making some incredible changes with how they go about connections, how they're transforming on a personal level, and all that's going to do is benefit the connection in the long run. And that's what I see happening here. And so that means like taking accountability, focusing on their higher purpose, who they really truly are, and what kind of past patterns do they need to, mm, I guess, reveal to themselves and accept in order for them to move forward in a more high vibrational or mature way. So I actually don't mind this reading. I think this is a halfway decent reading. Your feelings, Six of Cups, Magician reverse, and the Ace of Swords reversed. You definitely have an affection for this person. There's no doubt about it. There's Scorpio again. You definitely have an affection for them. But I think that you also have a lot of self-doubts, or you may sometimes feel like you don't have the tools to be able to move this forward or make this happen. You know, I'm almost getting like an imposter syndrome, or being afraid even that you're going to repeat some kind of cycle with this particular individual. It feels more like anxiety or worry than anything. Advice: it's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. Look at that. You can't make this stuff up. And then your hard work is paying off. So just keep going. Like if this is something that you guys want or whatever, like keep going, you know, but there's something that is contributing to the potential failure of this, or the either maybe lack of reciprocity, or something that is in maybe your head that is contributing to maybe the negativity of the connection. And it's saying like keep releasing those demons, right? Keep releasing whatever it is that you need to release in order to allow your hard work to pay off. So just keep working on it is what I want to say. All right. Thank you, Scorpio. The readings are, you know what? I don't want to say it. I'm gonna jinx it. I'm gonna jinx it. Shut up. Just shut up, Violetta. Okay, why is my computer being weird? Oh no. Don't do that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no. Am I like glitchy and weird for anybody else? Do you see that? Am I glitchy for anybody? Oh, thanks, Jamie. It doesn't look like I am. It doesn't look like I am on YouTube, but it's doing that on OBS. Oh, that's so annoying. How weird. No, all is good. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but for me, on my end, it's like not. So it's freaking creeping me out. All right, let's see. Ah, okay, that's gonna, all right. Just not gonna do that. Okay. Well, as long as you guys can see me, I don't care. What's up, Jamie? What's up, Claudia? All right. Sorry, guys. I don't know. That was weird. Okay. Moving on. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to Sagittarius. What's going on, Sag? I hope you guys are doing well. Let's go ahead and see what is going on for you and your person. Show me Sagittarius. Is it not showing? Okay, the sign is right there, no? All right, Saggy. Okay. In your person's feelings, the Hierophant, we have Taurus here. The Two of Pentacles reversed. The Justice. This person is prioritizing you 1,000%. Like, first of all, when you put cards like these together, this is a higher level of commitment. This is somebody who is dedicated to you. This is somebody who feels like this is a match. This makes sense to them. And so they don't want to do you wrong from what I'm gathering. And that Two of Pentacles reversed. Now, because of that, that Two of Pentacles reversed tells me that if there's some other kind of priority, Sagittarius, like for instance, if they've been going out with their boys or their girls every weekend or something like that, they're dropping that. Why? Because they want to do right by you. They want to be able to commit to you. They want to do the right thing. That's what I'm seeing. Like, this is somebody who may be a little bit traditional in nature, or somebody who feels responsible to you or for you to some degree. Tell me about that Two of Pentacles reverse. The Eight of Swords reverse. They may have been uncertain on how to prioritize you or whatever it may be, or deprioritize other people or certain activities in their life, but they're very well aware of how they need to go about that. So, you know, for instance, if this person hasn't really had a lot of time for you or something like that, whatever it is or whoever it is that has been taking up their time and energy that has stopped them from hanging out with you, being with you, etc., they're dropping that, or they're trying to reprioritize those things. Because I don't think that they want too much chaos in regards to the connection. They're just trying to do the right thing. Like for some of you, this person may feel like you are marriage material or wanting to marry you in some way, or, you know, some kind of higher level of commitment. How they see you, Knight of Wands, well, you know, showing up as your sign, Sagittarius. We also have Libra here, the Four of Pentacles, and the Four of Cups. Why the Four of Cups? The Three of Swords. They kind of feel like you're doing your own thing, if I'm being honest. And I think that that's because they feel like, because it's almost like they feel as though you're not really, or you're trying to show that you're not taking this very seriously, almost like you're just kind of effing around and you're like, whatever. But they feel like it's because you're afraid to truly jump in. You're afraid to truly take a risk. Why? Well, because you've been hurt before. Maybe they hurt you before. Maybe it's been somebody else. But that Four of Cups is usually somebody who's thinking about, okay, well, this is going to end badly anyway, or this isn't going to work out as I want, or I'm just going to get rejected anyway, or I'm always thinking about what I could have had back 10 years ago, etc. So they feel like it's more of a fear if you're not fully going into this. Like, they see you taking action and stuff, but they feel like you're not really taking this very seriously. Why the Four of Pentacles? The Three of Cups reversed. They may feel like you're either trying to avoid some kind of third party situation or drama, or it's almost like they feel as though you don't want to let them in. You don't want to let them in. Because they feel, I'm getting the sense that they feel underneath you're just scared. You're scared, or you're super sensitive, or whatever it may be. You know, it's almost like the person who holds back on purpose in order to avoid getting hurt. You know, like everything's a joke. We're just laughing it off, you know. Now maybe this is reversed. I don't know. Look, I'm telling you, this is like somebody who's a bit conservative or very committed. They're dedicated to you. Look, they're willing to carry all the weight, baby. Didn't you just, who was that? No, that was Capricorn. Okay, maybe go look at Capricorn's reading, because I saw, this reminds me of Capricorn's person in the individual reading. Because this person is willing to do it all, to risk it all, or to, I mean, they really want to show up. They're really trying to show up. Like, this is somebody who's very dedicated, very committed to you. Okay, at least from what I gather, from what I can see. What's that? Oh. But they feel like it's never enough. The King of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands is somebody who's being incredibly generous and trying to take responsibility, not just for themselves, but for other people, specifically in this case, you. But then something happens where they start to become insecure. They start to criticize themselves. This isn't good enough, because they feel like you're mad at them. You're always mad at them, or you're always kind of picking them apart, whether that's true or not. Your feelings for them, Five of Swords, the King of Wands, and the World reverse. I think that you're attracted to them, but you also feel like there's some unfinished business between the two of you that needs to be resolved, or that needs to be looked at. And I don't necessarily think that you want to play games or anything like that. What's that World reverse? The Moon. Things that you may feel are hidden, or things that you're hiding, fears, emotional crap that's been swept under the rug. The answers you need are coming. Okay, well, that's self-explanatory, and nothing is yet set in stone. So it's asking for fluidity, emotional fluidity. Now, you know what's best for you, so do you. But what I'm getting from this is that unfinished business that you're concerned about will be brought up, and it will be dealt with. And it's kind of saying, like, this can go whatever way you want it to go, to a degree. But I don't feel like this person has bad intentions, if I'm being 1,000% honest with you. It doesn't feel like they have bad intentions. Okay. So if this is like the biggest piece of shit you've ever met, I don't think this is your reading. You know what I mean? I just don't. Aw, dragon fruit. Thank you so much. That makes me feel good. Thank you. What's up, Donna? All right, now let's do Capricorn. What's going on, Capricorn? Let's go ahead and see your person's feelings for you. Okay, the Eight of Pentacles. I know you like that. That's Virgo energy. The Ace of Pentacles. I know you love that. And the Nine of Wands. Okay, I think you respect that. This person is working hard. You know what I'm saying? They are really putting in the effort, baby. They are really trying to put in the effort. And I think that they feel like you hold them to a certain standard, or you have a specific standard for yourself. And I think that they respect that, and I think that they want to meet that. But I don't think it's just about the standard that you have. I think it's about the standard that they have for themselves as well. And they're trying to show up as the best possible person that they can, because it seems to me like they have something to offer, and they also feel like you do as well. And the work that they're willing to put in, you know what I'm saying? Like, not to be dramatic, but the blood, sweat, and tears, so to speak, with that Nine of Wands that they're willing to put in, they feel like is going to be worth it. So this is somebody who's not distracted. They're not trying to maybe talk to 1,000 different people, or like, they know exactly what they want, and they're very honed in on you. Very honed in on you. Because, I mean, you have to understand, for somebody to commit to the Ace of Pentacles, if you look at traditional Rider-Waite Tarot and you look at the Ace of Pentacles, this is the Game of Thrones deck, but if you look, you're going to see like mountains and shit like behind the pentacle, which is an indication this is going to be hard. Are you really ready or willing to do this? For them, yes, they are. The Fool reverse, they feel like you're a bit hesitant, a little bit avoidant, like you're afraid. The Hangman reverse, they feel like you're not really willing to surrender to the journey wholeheartedly. Why do they think that? The Page of Cups reverse, because they may feel like, you know, you kind of have a sad story, or maybe they feel like you're a victim in some way, or there's just some level of emotional immaturity, or maybe they just feel like it's fear. You know, the Page of Cups can be afraid to be open and be vulnerable. And when we're usually afraid to be vulnerable, it's because we're afraid to have that vulnerability used against us in some way. Or maybe we're afraid of looking stupid. Okay. So they're kind of looking at you like, I'm not going to make these freaking sacrifices, you know? I'm not going to give up my job in Kentucky to come out there and, you know, live with you, or I'm not going to, you know, they kind of see you like that to a degree. Like, you're very hesitant because you don't trust. You don't trust it. But they feel like you're blind. Whether that's true or not, you know what I'm saying? They feel like you're blinded to reality or something, because you're living in fear. The Seven of Swords reverse for their actions. The Eight of Cups. If this person has walked away from you before, they're going to be honest with you about why they did. Now, for others of you, tell me about that Seven of Swords. Okay, so this is a question. This is a question. So basically they're saying, should or get off the pot, you know, Capricorn, what are you doing here? Because I'm like, okay, what's the Seven of Swords reverse? The Seven of Swords reverse is usually when we're revealing some kind of truth. Sometimes we feel guilty about this truth. Sometimes it can be where we're just going to totally focus on ourselves, right? Every man for himself can kind of be like the Seven of Swords reverse, but it's clarified by the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords usually has more questions than answers per se. And so it makes me feel like this person is just finally like, okay, listen, like, do you want to walk away from this, or are you here? Are you doing this? because I'm sick of it. You know, it's like a very, it almost feels like they have a snapping moment because they feel like you're so like, well, I don't know, you know, and maybe you have your reasons. I don't know this person, but your feelings, you love them, idiot. No, I'm just kidding. You love, you love them. You love them. And I think that you're very focused on the past and you're still not content with what happened in the past, you know? And I think it's the past, whether it's the past with this person or just like your experiences that either are causing you to lose some kind of patience or making you feel, you know, you're not super optimistic about it. You know, and sometimes that's just called intelligence, baby. You know, like my cat really didn't have like, you know, was pretty indifferent to dogs for a while until one dog tried to kill her. After that, she was like, I don't give a fuck, I don't like dogs. You know what I mean? Sometimes with us girls or people in general, it takes us like 10, 20 times to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's your deal, but a fiery climax approaches. You and your loved ones are safe. So I feel like something is going to come to a head, and I think it is going to be quite impulsive, but it's saying like everything's going to be fine. I really think that this is about allowing yourself to be very open and honest and communicative with this person, maybe in regards to your fears. Okay. So that's what I got for you. All right. Aquarius. All right, Aquarius, let's go ahead and see this person's feelings for you. Okay. The Nine of Cups. The Nine of Pentacles, please. The Ace of Cups. Oof. You got something on your hands here, buddy. I mean, I can't lie to you, you know. This person is very content with who they are. Very self-assured. They look at themselves in the mirror and they think, I look good. You know, that's to be corny, but that's their vibe. And they feel like they know what they have to offer and they seem to want to offer it to you. I think this person is grateful for you. I also think that this person is very independent. Very independent. For some of you, it very well might be reversed. You know, I know Aquariuses are usually pretty independent people. But very independent, very self-assured. You know, this isn't somebody who doesn't want to make a bunch of promises and then, you know, pull the rug from under you. There's an affection and a compassion that they have for you. It's like they want to please you. I'm getting that song Good For You by Selena Gomez, even though in my opinion ASAP Rocky ruined the song with his little rap, but that's what I'm getting. But they're not doing it out of like insecurity. They're doing it because they're like, "Oh yeah, I have this to offer and I would like to give it to you." You see how like you see this? I want to give it to you. That's their vibe, honestly. They feel like you're not with that. You don't have similar goals. You guys aren't on the same page. For some of you, you can work together with this person. They may feel like you're listening to too many people about what you're going to do about this connection or what you should do about this connection. Now, this is just their perspective. It doesn't mean that it's the truth, but it's their truth. That's how they see it. So, for instance, let's say that you guys do work together. This is just an example. Apply it as you may. Let's say you guys do work together and they're very confident. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, I like Aquarius. I think I want to go ahead and go for that. And they want to offer you something, and maybe they do. And some coworkers hear about it, and you know, maybe they're hating a little bit or whatever. And they're like, oh no, don't date Aaron from, you know, HR because XYZ, you know, and it's like they're just kind of looking at you like, stop listening to everybody else. You know what I'm saying? It's getting you in your head or whatever it may be. And they may also feel like you're not on the same page with them because you don't really see the potential in this, or because you're paranoid. Yeah, oof. Ten of Swords reverse. They feel like you are bringing a past situation into the now. And maybe rightfully so. I don't know what it is. Maybe you had a terrible divorce and you hate men now, or, you know, maybe you had a girl steal all your money. I don't know. But whatever it is, they feel like that's affecting their connection with you. Because they don't feel like you're about it. You know, they may even feel like you're being very secretive, or you're just like being ghosty or something. I heard take it or leave it, sweet cheeks. Okay, I don't even talk like that. The Two of Cups. Oh yeah, they're trying to connect with you. I feel like they're putting you in your place. Don't get mad at me. I feel like they're kind of putting you in your place. This person is pretty persistent in regards to you specifically. It seems like they either love or care about you very much. They're trying to connect with you, but they feel like Page of Swords reverse. You're listening to outsiders. You're being paranoid. You only have your assumptions and not the facts or whatever, and they're putting you in your place. This is Aries, baby. You know, if anyone's going to put you in your place, it's going to be an Aries. I don't think they're doing it with bad intent, you know. I don't think they're doing it with bad intent or anything like that. But they're definitely kind of showing you what's what. Oh, okay. You want to believe everyone else, got it, you know. Maybe, I don't know, pulling your hair a little bit or something. I don't know, dude. The Four of Wands reversed for your feelings, the Two of Wands reversed, and the Death card. You're not having it at all. You don't seem to be interested at all, or you are very apprehensive. You don't seem to be comfortable enough to allow this person into your space, either because you don't really know where this is going to go, you don't want to come out of your comfort zone, or there's some kind of insecurity that's stopping you. Or it's that you also you want to see some kind of change and maybe you're not seeing it, or you may just decide to end this. Don't let your past hold you back. Luck is on your side. I'm not going to interpret that. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. Enjoy. It's kind of a hot reading. Alrighty. All right. I'm not trying to be weird, but I really have to pee, so I gotta pee. All right. I gotta pee. I'll be right back. Thank you. All right. Let's see here. The break is brought to you by the letter P. I don't really understand that. I don't get the letter P. Is that supposed to be like a comment on my physical body? Are you saying I'm shaped like the letter P? I don't get that. Yeah, Mojo, I drink. Okay. Ha ha ha. I drink so much water, honestly. All right. Yeah, I don't really get that joke. That wasn't very funny to me. What happened to Taurus? We started at Gemini, so we haven't done Taurus yet. We took a pee break. Okay. I don't know. That was a weird joke. That was a weird joke to me. I don't really get that still. I went back and I didn't. That's because we haven't done Taurus yet. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and do Pisces. No, I don't feel like I'm a Mensa. I mean, I think it was a weird joke. Honestly, I don't know. Okay. Anyway. All right, Pisces. Let's go ahead and see your person. Your person's feelings for you. Page of Wands reverse. The Chariot. Okay. The Devil. What the hell is the damn devil about? The King of Swords. What is their intention here? The Five of Wands. About what? The Star. Okay, so they haven't been feeling so confident as of late, and they may have even been delaying some kind of communication with you. They're done with that now. They either want to come travel to come see you, get in the car, head over to your house, from what I gather, bang on your door and decide to tell you exactly what it is that is on their mind. This is somebody that is going to be, in their minds, maybe very honest with you about what's either holding back the connection, or this person, if I'm being honest with you, may try to have sex with you. I'm just going to be real. Okay. Like, and this is after a while of deliberating on whether or not to do that. This is after a while of not feeling very confident in themselves to move towards you and be this audacious. So their intent is to trigger you, quite frankly, because they're hoping that that trigger is going to trigger some kind of healing from the two of you, or is going to trigger some kind of response, or is going to trigger you to be more open and honest with them. The Star card is very open and honest. Okay, it's very transparent. And so I feel like that's kind of what they're looking for. The way that they're going about it, it's a little weird. Give me one more on that devil. The Page of Pentacles. They seem to be very determined to have a conversation with you about where this is going or what you guys are doing. It's a little intense. I'm not going to lie. It's a little intense. The Six of Pentacles for how they see you, okay? The Nine of Swords. And the 10 of Cups. Why the 9 of Swords? The Ace of Wands reverse. They feel like you're concerned about how much you should be giving to the relationship or to them. Because they do see you as somebody that's very valuable and has a lot to offer, somebody that may even be quite generous, but you're second guessing that generosity in their eyes, or you seem to be worried about it for one way or another, or for some reason. And they can feel like that's because, I don't know, maybe there was some kind of delayed plan, or maybe this person took too long to apologize about something. But at the same time, they look at you like their lover or their partner, the person that they want a family with, have a family with, are in a relationship with, or want to be in a relationship with. But they feel like you're pretty stressed out because something is either taking too long, or, you know, ego clashes, things like that, false starts. It's like they think that you're afraid, well, if I put this much into this and it doesn't work out, like, how fucking stupid am I going to look? Or, you know, it's going to be a waste of energy or money or sex or whatever it is. The Three of Wands for their actions. The Seven of Cups and the Lovers reversed. What's the Lovers reversed? The Strength reversed. What's the Seven of Cups? The Sun. They're having a better understanding of what it is that they want, either on a sexual level or a relational level. And I feel like they're ready to go forth with whatever that is. But with that Lover's reverse, it makes me feel like the two of you are not in alignment with that. Like there's something that they want that they feel like you don't, or they feel like you're blaming them for something, which is making them less confident in actively pursuing it or taking this to a higher level or something like this. But it's like the way that this person is going about it is very odd. There seems to be some kind of toxic attachment, or there's some kind of toxic way that they have of thinking about things sometimes, or how they say things. I feel like they're obsessed with you or something. They're like obsessed with you with that Seven of Cups and that Devil there. There's an obsession here. What's Pisces feelings? The Tower reverse, the Hermit reverse, the Knight of Cups. I think you care about them and you love them, but at the same time, like that Tower reverse tells me that there's a lack of insight or changes that really need to happen that have not happened yet. And I feel like it's because it's a lot of it to do is with you and like certain self-realizations that you need to have, or that maybe you even need to have about this person, and be willing to kind of like truly understand that at a deeper level. But you feel like nothing is really changing. Nothing is really changing, yet you also don't want to let them go. And I think both of these things are making you, or putting you in your head, but you still romanticize the connection. This is like a dark smut fantasy novel or something. The end of a tough cycle approaches. and you have a win-win outcome is forecast. Okay. So, I mean, you guys might be at the end of the road here when it comes to some kind of hardship. And it's saying that compromise is absolutely available if that's something that you're interested in. Takes two to tango. All right, let's see. Thank you, Pisces. Let's move on. To Aries. All right, Aries. What's going on? Oh, crap. We have to shuffle. Give me a second, guys. You guys get a fresh deck. First time finding you. I like your vibe. Thanks, Debbie. I really appreciate that. Carmen said, yay, finally. Yeah. Get one more shuffle. Thanks, Carmen. I feel like this lighting makes me look like I'm wearing a filter. I'm not, but it always makes me look like I'm wearing a filter. I wish I looked this good in person all the time. Shit. All right. Aries. All right, Aries. In this person's feelings, the Queen of Swords. They're definitely thinking their feelings. Very straight to the point, very logical. It doesn't have to be bad. Eight of Wands. Ooh, there's some things that they want to talk about with you. For some of you, this relationship can be at a distance. For some of you, if you have a third party, that's what they're here to talk to you about, okay? Some other woman or some other man. Because that queen, there's two queens here. Feels like maybe too many cooks in the kitchen. That doesn't have to be for all of you. Now, I do want to clarify that Queen of Pentacles reverse, the King of Cups reverse. Like I said, too many cooks in the kitchen. This person may feel like you're a bullshitter, okay? Now, they are, I'm not going to lie to you, Aries, like this person has their wits about them. That Queen of Swords is somebody who's been through a lot and is incredibly intelligent because they not only have been through a lot, but they have applied their wisdom to the now, to their current circumstance and situations and relationships. And so this is somebody that is definitely not afraid to tell you no or to be very honest with you about what they're thinking and how they're feeling. And so if, if they feel like you had, sold them a fantasy or sold them a dream and that didn't really pan out, like they have something to say about it. If there has been a third party or something like that and you kind of lied or whatever it is, they have something to say about it. Now, for some of you, this reading may be reversed, so please take it as it resonates. But there seems to be another feminine energy here who this person wants to talk about. The Four of Wands reverse for how they see you. They feel like you're pretty closed off, unstable, insecure, not really welcoming them in your space. Queen of Swords reverse. You're pissing them off. You know, you seem to be pissing them off. They may feel like you're not communicating, or you're, if I'm going to be frank, they feel like you're acting like a dipshit. Like they feel like you are being a bit, listen, I'm just going to be very honest with you, Aries. I know that you guys will appreciate this. Okay. Maybe, hopefully, but they feel like you're being a pussy about something. Sorry. But they feel like you are, like you're being a little bitch about something. Mm. Can you explain why that Four of Wands is reversed? The Eight of Wands. They feel like you're avoiding some kind of conversation, but you may still be, they may still feel like you're committed, or you're very like rigid or stubborn in your thinking. So what's the best way I can explain this? The best way I can explain this is that this person wants to talk to you about something. And they feel like you know that, but you are giving them illogical and ridiculous reasons as to why you don't want to talk about it, or you're not really showing up for the conversation at hand. You're avoiding the truth because of some kind of insecurity or some kind of instability within yourself, and you're being quite stubborn about it. And it may be pertaining to the relationship or a marriage or something like that itself. All right. Their actions, the Devil reverse, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords reverse. What's that Page of Swords reversed about? The King of Cups. Like, they're kind of at this point, Aries, where no matter what you say now, they're just going to assume the worst, or they're a little closed off to your love. And I think it's because they feel as though they need to detach from this in one way or another. It's like there's still investment there, energetic or otherwise, but they're not buying what you're selling. You know, and they may be honestly taking other people's advice into account when it comes to this relationship or this connection with you. Because they may see some things here this coming week, maybe, that they don't necessarily appreciate or like. Tell me about that Devil reversed. The Nine of Pentacles. They're like, okay, well, I'm just going to do my own thing. If you want to just close off and not talk to me about stuff, that's fine. You know, something like that. Because they in their heads or in their feeling, they're like, there's a very important conversation that needs to happen, and it's not happening. And they feel like you're being shady or illogical, or you're hiding something maybe, or something. What's Aries' feelings for this person? Page of Cups reverse, the Seven of Wands, the Knight of Swords. You feel like a victim in this situation, and you're kind of being a little bit defensive. Like you feel like this person is kind of pointing fingers. What's that Knight of Swords doing? The Ace of Cups reverse. And I feel like you have questions as well, or you have a lot of things to say, and you may kind of do so impulsively, but I think that you're coming from a place of defense. Tell me about that Page of Cups reversed. The Three of Pentacles. For some of you, you may be manipulating a situation around a third party, or you're just really not picking up what they're putting down. Oh boy. Balance Spirituality and practicality. Okay. And then have faith in your dreams. So I don't know how the hell that applies. You know, I really don't. I mean, only you are honestly going to know that. So obviously, you know what balance means. Spirituality, I'm sure you know what spirituality means, and I'm sure you know what practicality means. So doing things like meditating, journaling, taking nature walks, and also focusing on your day-to-day routines, your work, etc. And it's telling you to have faith in that. So I don't know how that applies. Well, this is a weird reading. All right. Hopefully that resonated for absolutely no one. All right. Thank you, Aries. Let's move on to Taurus. All right, cool. All right. Okay, Taurus, let's go ahead and see this person's feelings for you. The Knight of Cups. Okay, so they definitely romanticize the hell out of you. They're ready to take some kind of initiative, especially on a romantic level. Okay. The World reverse. I heard I'm here to finish what I started, whatever that means. The World reverse. So this person feels like you guys definitely have some unfinished business, and I think that they're willing to take initiative on that, especially on an emotional level. So if you guys have had some past arguments or something where maybe you guys need to talk it out, or maybe you guys need to reconcile or something like that, I think that they're willing to take the initiative in order to do that. The Moon. Although I'm not saying they're not scared. The Moon is there. There is some fear. Why? The Two of Cups. Oh, there is a little bit of a fear of being vulnerable, because I think this person genuinely loves you and I don't think that they want to fuck it up. And so they're trying to trust, not to be corny, but they're trying to trust their heart. The Moon is about trusting yourself. So if it's being clarified by the Two of Cups, it's not only trusting in your own heart and how you feel about somebody, but it's also trusting in the connection itself. What's the World reversed? The Two of Swords. Yeah, some things that maybe they were avoiding, you know, or that you guys were kind of avoiding in one way or another. So I feel like there's going to be some movement forward. I actually like it. I don't hate it at all. It's cute. The Five of Swords for how they see you. All right. The Nine of Swords. They feel like you are worried or you are anxious about the connection. You are anxious maybe about how they view you, or you're like anxious about drawing some kind of attention to yourself or in regards to the relationship for some reason. And so there's like a very strong, what's that Five of Swords? The Nine of Wands, very guarded, like a strong determination to kind of like maybe you are fighting for the connection, but you may be kind of protecting it in some way, guarding it, hiding it, because of some kind of worry about exposing something or revealing something. What's that Nine of Swords about? The Nine of Cups. Are you worried about your independence as well? There, you know, you have 999 here. Some of you, maybe you're a life path 9, or 9 is relevant to you, but this is somebody who has a strong sense of individuality, and that's how they see you. And they feel like you are very concerned that you're not going to get what it is that you want on an individual level. And they may feel like sometimes you hide that, or you try not to bring attention to that. I don't know, maybe because you don't want to worry them, or maybe because you just don't want the argument, or whatever it may be. But they feel like you're very determined to protect yourself and to get what you want out of something. They feel like under no circumstances are you going to let somebody fuck you over, is kind of how that looks. Their actions towards you, ugh. King of Wands reversed. The Three of Swords reversed. They're getting triggered by something, and they're getting in their ego. The Eight of Cups. This person looks like they're walking away. What's triggering this? The Page of Pentacles. You. You. Because they may feel like I'm putting in all of this effort and you just don't give me one more as to why. Four of Pentacles reverse, and you're just not willing to take a risk like I am. And so it's bringing up old confidence issues or ego issues or something to that effect. Ugh. That wasn't expected. You're feeling Six of Cups reverse, the Page of Wands, and the Ten of Pentacles. I don't get it. Like, you know, and you probably have your reasons, but if I'm being honest with you, like, you're definitely holding a grudge, and maybe rightfully so. I have no idea what happened between the two of you. But it's coming from like You know the difference between like when your adult self is hurt versus your inner child. Your inner child is hurt. Like that's where this is coming from. It's coming from a very deep place. And so you're still holding on to some kind of bad memory or bad blood between the two of you is what's going on. But at the same time, you seem to be very committed or see yourself spending your life, your life with this person, or, you have um uh, longevity in mind when it comes to your connection with them. It says emotions are running high and you're very close to achieving your goal. So what I want to say with this, Taurus, if this is something that you're interested in, try not to allow your emotions to get the best of you and make the worst of your situation, because I definitely feel like that can happen. And it's saying you're very close to achieving your goal. Maybe something in regards to this relationship. Maybe you're very close and you have no idea, but your emotions can sabotage it. So just be cautious. All right, that's what I have for you. Oh, it was nice seeing you too, Carmen. Thank you so much for showing up. It's always nice to see a friendly face. All right. Let's do it. All right, we have number one. Okay, let's see for number one how this person feels for you. The Strength reverse. The Five of Wands reverse. This is kind of like a little bit of a passive energy. Why is this here? The Eight of Pentacles. This person may feel like you have a certain standard or you require something specific from them that maybe they don't really have the confidence to see it through. So for instance, if you're like, oh, now this is just a dumbass example, okay? Maybe for instance, you're like, oh, I always want my man to buy me flowers once a week. They're like, oh, fuck, I don't know if I can do that, but I don't really want to talk about it, or something to that effect, okay? They may be a little bit prideful or in their ego for some reason because they feel like they have to show up in a certain way to, I don't know, please you or to get you or whatever. But at the same time, I don't know if they're really bringing it up or they definitely don't want to fight about it. So as far as what Spirit wants you to know about the situation and where it's going, let's see. The Queen of Wands reversed and the Four of Swords. I would be cautious. I think this person absolutely has the capability to trigger some kind of jealousy or fears inside of you that may make you react in a way you're not necessarily proud of and may make you want to kind of go into healing mode. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, like it's obviously, you've been watching me for a long time. That's obviously, I'm gonna say that's not my favorite, right? So let me see here. I would keep your options open because it may be saying like there's somebody out there that's better for you. Now, you know what's best for you. So if you feel like this is the one, hey, like, by all means, don't listen to me, whatever. But I feel like there's something or someone out there that's a lot better for you. And I think that you should keep your options open. Surrender to the divine. So try not to hold on too tightly. It's time to take action. I feel like this is just kind of emphasizing what I just said about exploring your options a little bit. So it's like, have fun, go for things, but also don't feel like you have to put yourself in a box or abide by just like one person, okay? If that's what you want. All right, number two. Okay, let me see. What is her intentions with number two? And It feels like she doesn't really know with that Two of Wands reverse. It seems like she's a little apprehensive, or she still is kind of holding on to some past energy. She's not willing to totally come out of her comfort zone yet, but she is trying to be optimistic around the situation. It doesn't feel like she has bad intentions necessarily. Let me see. She may not be being totally honest with you about things. Is there anything to worry about here? Three of Wands reverse. I think some past energy is still gnawing at her a little bit, and I think it's probably quite distracting. And I feel like she's a bit indecisive. And while you make her happy, or she has some kind of incentive to shine a light on this, or to give to this, or to be optimistic around this, I don't think that she's very clear in regards to where she's going or what she wants. Again, Two of Wands reverse, Three of Wands reverse. So I would be careful of any like lying, or, lie of omission, or not really telling you the full story can kind of be the deal a little bit. And that's when things can really get delayed. So just a word of caution, okay? Thank you, number 2. Number 3. Okay. Yes, you should. Chariot. Chariot is about pushing through some kind of fear and going for the thing that you want. So a chariot is an absolute yes. And it's saying to do so strategically. So don't just like show up there in your pajamas, obviously, right? Like, hey, I was looking for a job here, right? But have the courage, because there may be a little fear there. And it's saying if you push through that fear and move strategically and come prepared, you can really have something here, or it can go somewhere, or it can even open new doors, or even pushing through that fear and having that confidence, you can end up opening new doors for yourself just by doing that. So maybe it's somebody that you meet, whatever. Ooh, Queen of Pentacles. I asked what the benefit is. Queen of Pentacles reverse and the Queen of Cups reverse. If you've had issues around your emotions, trust, not taking care of yourself, or feeling like things aren't moving forward, I feel like something about this can propel you forward, not in necessarily like a super fast Sagittarian, Aries, Leo kind of way, but something that is slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race. Something that can help you rebuild your relationship with self around trust and taking care of self. So, yeah, I think that you should. Thank you, number 3. Number 4. Oh, wow. I'm so sorry, number 4. That is so heartbreaking. Okay. Okay. Whatever the opportunity is, it's going to get you out of a feeling of stuckness. The Eight of Swords can be where we think that we're stuck in one place, or we think that we don't have options available to us to make some kind of choices, to come out of our comfort zone, to do something different. But we will soon find that we've had the key in our pockets the entire time. So, this Ace of Pentacles that you speak of is going to bring something to that effect. It's going to, like, metaphorically, or figuratively, I guess you could say, like, this opportunity. Okay, this isn't literal, obviously. I'm a poet, so I could kind of speak in metaphors. But imagine that you feel like you're trapped or you're stuck in a situation. And then somebody's like, "Oh, hey, do you have a piece of gum?" Totally irrelevant to you feeling stuck. And you reach in your pocket and you're like, "Oh, yeah, I think so." And you look and you have the key that you've needed the entire time. Does that make sense? So the opportunity, it feels like on accident, it almost helps you get unstuck from something, like some kind of inspiration or something to that effect. Yeah, the Five of Pentacles. Feeling lost or feeling like you don't have a lot of money or something like that, but it's going to it's going to ask you to leave something else behind in order to do it. And so as far as the other cards, you notice that the Ace of Pentacles was followed by the Ten of Swords. A new opportunity that is going to cost you something else. And I feel like this King of Cups energy, is somebody in your life that will help you guide or help guide you in some kind of direction, which can be even a long-term relationship, honestly, maybe through hardships with that Ten of Swords. And so it's going to help you kind of get out of your head and follow somebody else's lead a little bit, is what I gather from that. Thank you, number 4. And I'm really sorry. Number 5. The Death card. I would just kind of kick the bucket right now with that Death card. I think there's probably a lot of changes that need to take place in your life specifically. Let's see what those are. The Wheel of Fortune. It can be asking you to travel or follow some kind of educational pursuit. But the Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter, which can talk about our belief systems. It can talk about just generally what we believe in, our sense of optimism and being able to let go. And this is really, to me, about letting go of control and just going wherever the wind kind of takes you, wherever the wind blows you, side to side, back to front, whatever the case may be. So I feel like this isn't about trying to put yourself in a box, or it has to be this person, or it has to be, and getting like stuck for too long on something. This is about continuously moving forward and allow yourself to have that perspective, or allow for that perspective, because it's only going to bring you more opportunities, more happiness, more perspective. So it's asking you to take responsibility for everything that's on your plate right now, either in the coming months or even right now. You may have to step up in some way. There may be an opportunity for you to bring some kind of responsibility back from the past that is in alignment with your higher purpose. So maybe you're a writer. This is just an example, apply it as you may. Maybe you're a writer, you were writing a book for a while and you put it on the shelf because you were too busy with your other shit. Well, this is when it's going to come back up and it's going to say, "Hey, remember that awesome book that you were writing? It's time for you to get back to that. It's time for you to focus on that again." So whatever that may be for you, but it's going to take a big responsibility. What about this connection that he's talking about? What should he do about that? I mean, you can keep it as an open opportunity, but I wouldn't hang on too tightly or anything. You can like leave it in the air. You can see that as some kind of potential, but you have to ask yourself, if nothing is really changing in regards to the work that I'm putting in, then really what is the point? What does she want with him? Or what are her feelings? The Hermit, the Three of Cups. She's kind of in like an isolated kind of energy. It's like she kind of wants things on her terms, or when things are kind of convenient for her, to be honest. You know, it's like she kind of wants to be alone, and she kind of wants to put her toe in the water again, and then she like that's the kind of energy I'm getting. I think she sees you as a friend. Let me get one more for that. The Ace of Swords reverse, but she's kind of like ghosty or not really talking, or why is that? The Six of Swords reverse, she's dealing with some old shit from the past. Maybe a little distracted. Okay. Mm. Justice reverse and the Lovers reversed. This is really about being able to be attracted to people that really align with you on a true and honest to God level regarding, like, you know, it needs to be mutual, obviously. They need to have similar morals, values, maybe politics, whatever it is. Okay. It's saying, what do you need to release? And look at the bigger picture. You maybe, again, I mean, this is what, look, this is exactly what this said. Death card, Wheel of Fortune. What do you need to release in order to focus on the bigger picture? What is bogging you down? Because there's some kind of higher purpose thing that you're supposed to be doing and taking responsibility for. But if you're too zoned in on the minute details, you're gonna miss the big picture. So what is that thing that's doing that? I don't even think it's about relationships right now for you, honestly. Thank you, darling. Okay. You guys may end up having a new beginning because I asked what his actions are towards you during March, and we have the Emperor and the Fool. So, you know, this is somebody who's taking initiative and taking responsibility. Somebody who is going to put their petty feelings aside and do what it is that they said that they were going to do. So I really like it. I mean, it seems like he's in his masculine energy here. What's her advice for this? The Temperance. Look, Emperor and Empress. This is asking you to be patient, take care of yourself, invest in yourself, take care of your physical body, take your salt baths, you know, do your facials, or be creative and just be patient. It's asking you to be as patient as possible with yourself, maybe with him, whatever it is. But I love that Emperor Empress there. That's really beautiful. So it's kind of like, if you stay in alignment with yourself and your femininity and knowing your worth, things will fall into place. We have number 7. Okay, let me see. If you feel it's equal, yes. But it's asking you with that Hangman there to really see something from a different perspective. Hang back a little bit. So, what is the best way I can explain this? This is just an example, okay? So, take this as you will. Let's say that you are always initiating the conversations. Let's say you are always initiating the texts, you are always initiating the dates, etc. Stop doing that. See what happens. Does he initiate at all? How often do you hear from him? Is he taking you out on a date? Is he buying the movie ticket? You know, that's what it's asking you to do, so you can see the reality of a situation. And if he does, then great. Thank you, number 7. Number 8. Okay. you might have a little bit of a disappointment, or you might be like, fucking slim pickings. You know what I mean? With that Four of Cups there. But with that Ace of Wands, I think that you may have a fire sign, potentially somebody who's very attractive and attracted to you, somebody who kind of, lights your fire a little bit, somebody who kind of gets you going. So yeah, I think so, but it might be after a time of some disappointment. Okay. But yeah. Number 9. Okay. We have Pisces and Sagittarius here. There could be a past person, if I'm being totally honest with you, with that High Priestess and that Five of Cups reverse. Okay. It could be somebody who's very desirable, very attractive to you, somebody who's very watery potentially, and somebody who's maybe asking for forgiveness or giving it to you in turn. So I would definitely potentially expect somebody from the past, especially because Mercury is going to be retrograde. So see where that's going retrograde in your chart. Jupiter is also retrograde. And then that Two of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands feels a little bit newer to me, although of course, apply it as you may. This is somebody who's kind of having a good time. Like with that Knight of Wands, it's somebody who's very optimistic, tries to make you laugh, they may be a little bit chaotic, but they're taking action towards you. So it looks like a pastime, and then it looks like a fun time. So whatever you want to do with that information is totally up to you. Mm. Oh no. Okay. Um, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think that you're going to be focused on this for too long. It seems like maybe somebody is still a bit hopeful, or still kind of cares about what you think. Maybe even feels like you are is someone who's very authentic to them to a degree. But that Knight of Pentacles reverse, it's like, it almost feels like it's somebody who hopes that things can move forward, but it's coming from an odd place. And with that tennis, like, because I asked, like, what is this going to bring? And I got the Ten of Swords with the King of Pentacles. That can be Capricorn energy. It can feel like some level of betrayal, or just reminding you, like, yeah, this is done. It can really be just that. Let me just get an advice card. The Magician. Focus on your talents, gifts, skills, and abilities. I mean, I really think that you have the upper hand here, or I really think that you have a lot of power in this situation, potentially more than you think. So it's really like, what are your intentions? Whatever you want to make happen or not happen is totally up to you. Like, the ball is truly in your court, more than you think it is. So somebody may want to heal things, but if they're doing it in like a weird passive way, or passive aggressive way, or like, what a bizarre way to go about it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, So I don't know. I think you're going to double down on the ending here, in my opinion. Thank you, number 10. Hold on, guys. Sorry. All right. Okay. Number 11. Okay, let me see. Three of Cups. Probably the fact that the Three of Cups came out with the Four of Wands reverse. It can be like, so for instance, if you don't talk to her for a certain amount of time, or if you feel like she's a bit closed off, or you feel like she's not welcoming, you in her space, it's probably because of that Three of Cups. Tell me the nature of that Three of Cups. The Seven of Swords reverse that she feels guilty about. So I would say that your intuition is probably right. Who is this person? The Queen of Pentacles. A woman? It's either a woman or a feminine man. Interesting. Tell me about that Four of Wands reversed. The Ace of Pentacles reversed. Because she's afraid to lose you or miss out on an opportunity, so she may not be letting you in on everything. But it's weird because it doesn't feel inherently romantic with the Three of Cups. It feels friendly, but she has guilt about it, which tells me like maybe it's an ex-boyfriend, or maybe it's someone that's a friend that she's kind of interested in, or something along those lines. Does she take this relationship seriously with number 11? Three of Swords. The Six of Cups reverse. The Empress reverse. I think that she's maybe a little bit too immature for it. I think that she's in pain over something, or potentially even holding a grudge, or she really hasn't matured to the degree that you would need her to in order to take the relationship seriously. So I don't even necessarily think it has anything to do with you, unless like you really hurt her or something in the past. But if not, I really think it's just from her own personal insecurities and past pain. It's asking you to go within with that Hermit energy. It's asking you to go within and take some time out for yourself. Yeah, look, take time to breathe out. Told you. Take time to breathe out, and a new start is coming. I wouldn't worry about this too much. Like, I know that's easier said than done. This is obviously, your relationship, easier said than done. But it is saying that something is coming for you. It's going to be a brand new start, and I think it's going to be worth it, but it's asking you to take some time for yourself right now to prepare. Okay, number 12. Four of Pentacles. He feels it's like he's committed to an extent, or feels like the two of you could have a genuine relationship, or that you do have one. There is a level of commitment there, and I think he's holding on to it. But there's also this sense of stagnancy, or holding back a little bit, potentially out of some fear of taking a risk, or fear of losing out on something. But it seems like this person is committed to a degree, or wants that, but there's also fear involved, which is very common. All right, number 13. Judgment reverse, the 9 of Cups. This is kind of like a little bit of a bratty energy, if I'm going to be honest with you, because he's either not reconciling if you guys have been separated, because he's like, well, I'm just content with where I'm at and I'm doing my own thing. Or if he needs to take accountability for something, he may not be doing so because he's just like, well, I'm not wrong, or, you know, kind of like, I'm content with where things are. It's a sense of contentment. Number 14. Oh my God, my back hurts so bad. Oh, thank you so much, number 14. That's very kind. Okay, let me see here. Let's see his feelings first. What's that Ace of Swords reversed about? The 10 of Cups. You know, the Knight of Swords reverse likes to show up when we're just kind of, we're kind of going with the flow. We don't really have an actual direction. And with that Ace of Swords reverse, it can be because we don't really know where we're going, you know, or we don't really know what we want. Or quite frankly, we're lying. Well, we're lying about what? The 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups is a long-term relationship that has to do with like harmony and love and all of these things. So I don't even really think he has a plan in place or that he even knows if he really wants this. Show me the intentions. 8 of Pentacles reversed. Temperance reversed. The Page of Pentacles. He'll put in a little bit of an effort, but he's not really willing to meet a specific standard because he's trying to take shortcuts. He's trying to get something. He's trying to get somewhere, or let me put it like this. He's trying to be crowned when he hasn't really earned it, if that makes sense. And I don't know what for. I don't know if he just likes the attention that you give him. I don't know if he just feels like you put in a really good effort, and so he's like, hell yeah, why would I want to put, you know, pass that up or whatever. But it looks like he's trying to take shortcuts. He's not really willing to put in the true and honest to God effort that it's going to take, where he prioritizes you and weeds out the distractions and all of these things. It's a little audacious. Is she just a ego confidence boost for him? What is she to him? The 5 of Pentacles reversed and the 3 of Pentacles reversed. He may use you to get on the same page with somebody, like somebody that you know, okay? Side note. But it feels like to me there's some kind of goal that he really wants to accomplish in his life. And he may feel like you're able to do that. I don't know. Maybe he just wants a kid and wants you to have his babies. I don't know. And he feels like you can resolve that issue for him. You know, like maybe you make him feel better about his abandonment wounds or something. What's the advice for this? The Queen of Cups reversed. Don't trust him. Don't let pride get in your way, and conclusions are within reach. So pride can be like where, you know, it's hard for our ego to accept the fact that somebody may not be being totally honest with us. And I don't think that you're not willing to accept the fact. Clearly you are. You wouldn't be asking me this question, but it's saying like, don't let that get in the way, because you will find out soon, or you will have more clarity. But I don't think that you should trust this person. Okay. I wish I had a better answer for you, but that's what I got. Thanks a lot, darling. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I am so freaking hungry. I love all of you. And thank you to Mojo. Thank you so much to Kinez. Love you to absolute pieces. I hope that you guys have a beautiful evening, afternoon, whatever it is, and I will talk to you guys soon. Whoops, I meant to turn that off a long time ago. Okay.